Hi, how you doing? My name is Dale Hughes. I'm a senior group leader in Utility Warehouse. I want to share a really powerful training with you. Now, we all join Utility Warehouse because we want that significant extra income. Maybe we're even looking to replace our full-time job. We're not happy in our circumstances. I want to share with you this. I want to share how you can get leaflets from the partner portal. Doesn't matter what they're about. This is a leaflet about the EV charging, because obviously we've got one of the cheapest EV tariffs. This is a leaflet about how we're offering people full fibre. Some folk can qualify for 6 months free. This is just a neighbour letter again, talking about our 6 months free broadband. Now, it doesn't matter what literature, what marketing material you put through the door, but if you go to the partner portal and you get yourself some of this material and start dropping it around your local area, it can bring in some real money for you and your family. Now, I've just watched a training with a chap in the business who next month his paycheck will be over £8,000 purely from dropping letters round doors. Sounds crazy, but it's happening. So please take the time to watch this video, then go to the portal, get yourself some marketing material and start making real significant income with your UW business.
I think that the best thing about Neighbour letters, Dan, is you can literally go, right, I'm going to get off the sofa now and I'm going to just go and do it now. It can be quick, it can be instant, it's cheap. It's actually free, isn't it? You grab your shoes, you grab your stuff, you're gone. You can do it, I remember doing Neighbour letters, like if I was ready before Mel, because I'm always ready before Mel, because I only take about 13 seconds to get ready, as you can tell. And I used to say to Mel, I'm just going to go and knock a few doors while you're getting ready. Brilliant. I'm just going to go and drop a few letters, right? You're in charge of your schedule. Cheap, minimal outlay. You can see loads of people. It is brilliant for part-time partners, and you're getting your steps in. How brilliant is that? Really, what's not to like about it? But we know it's those mind monsters. We know it's the mindset. That's what always kills us in this business. It's the fear. And we're going to talk about that now. So why letters? Why not? What's not to like, really?
Amazing. Right, what we're going to do now is going to hand over to Dan the man. This is going to be like the quietest you've ever seen me and Claire. I have got my notepad.
Right,
I
here we
have
go.
got my pen. You guys, we're not going to go back to slides. When you see a new slide on screen, you need to photograph it. We are going to record this because we know it's a tiny room, so you can watch it again. You can fast forward this bit and just go straight to Dan and watch it again and again. So Dan's going to go through. He's got like a 4 or 5 step process. We're going to tell you what the process is at the beginning. We're then going to go through each step. And the great thing about this is the conversation starts are really easy. You can print these off and learn them. You just need to learn like a reflex. Then at the end, we're going to recap so you can remember that learning journey. So we're hoping that it's going to give you all the tools you need to just go and do it. Okay. So Dan, my lovely, over to you.
No problem. So with Neighbour letters, guys, I think now everything I say on this call as well, by the way, I'm going to say it straight, no filter. I'm going to tell you straight how it is. When you're doing Neighbour letters, one of the most important things to do is plan. You have to plan where you're going to go, how you're going to do it, what your goal is, etc. What you can't do, in my opinion, is just go, right, I'm going to get up in the morning and just knock a street over there. You've got to mentally prepare yourself. So what I do is I probably normally post around about 30 to 50 a week. And what I do, if I'm knocking John Street, I will go around to John Street 3 or 4 times, because the first 2 times you go around to a street, you're not going to get everybody in, because some people are going to be at work, some people might be busy with the kids. So it's important to go around at least 3 or 4 times before you move on to another street. While you're doing that, and this is what I found, you'll be signing up customers and recruiting partners. And then you can use something called sheep factor. If you want to write that down, it's called sheep factor. Now, sheep factor, sheep.
Sheep. Know about that?
Oh, I should know about that. I'm looking over
Good
at sheep.
Sheep factor is when Mr. Jones signs up as a customer at number 1, Mrs. Smith at number 2 wants to know if Mr. Jones signed up, and if he has, she wants a bit of that as well. It's called sheep factor. People just copy people. So that's why it's important to go around 3-4 times, because most of my customers and partners that I sign up are from the 3rd or 4th or 5th time sometimes of me going back. So just a top tip for you there.
So can I just ask, Dan, with the return visit, do you only return if you haven't spoken to them?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's just a return visit until you can say, ka-ching, tick, I've spoken to that person. And you also said to me in the pool, this was a light bulb moment for me. Poor Dan's trying to have a holiday. Me and Claire are like badgering him in the pool. Tell us, let us absorb the information. But one of the things that I loved is when you knock on a door, they say, oh, I'm already a customer. You ask for their name and then you say, oh, Jeff and John are already with us.
Yeah.
And you can use the sheep factor even when it's not your sign up, which I think is genius.
And another thing I used to say is, this was the great line that I got from John's Inc. I don't want you to miss out, Mary and Dave down the road are customers. And it's that FOMO that it's just that's built in us as human beings, isn't it?
Fear of missing out. But it's interesting because when you speak to people that are already customers on Neighbour Letters, it's quite interesting, guys, how many of them don't know about the business. So, I mean, there's been last 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I spoke to someone, a Hungarian lady. She's already a customer. The person that signed up as a customer, she lost contact with him. We don't know who he is or she is, but he didn't show her, or they didn't show her the opportunity. So I did, and she signed up as a partner. So like it's when you speak to someone that's already a customer, it's not like, oh my gosh, damn. It's an opportunity for you to use Sheep Factor, and also opportunity for you to show them the business if they haven't been shown the business already. Where was I? Focus on the right.
Yeah.
One of the things that I do really well is before I go out knocking any door, I get myself pumped up. So I'm in the car. I look like an absolute crazy maniac sometimes because I'm listening to some proper house music or some drum and bass.
Yeah.
I'm in the car going, "Come on, Dad, come on!" Like, I get myself pumped up because if you're in a good mood when you do Neighbour Letters, especially when it's summer, people just connect to your aura.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're a miserable git, people will not listen to you. I promise you. So just if you're into classic music or you're into drum and bass or I don't know, whatever it takes to get you hyped up, do that before you get out do Neighbour Letters because people will see that when you knock their doors.
Hey, this is a known thing, isn't it? Tony Robbins talks about changing your state. It's a known thing, whether it's affirmations, whether it's music, whether it's reading a quote. Hannah, we share Hannah's affirmation on Skills Pays the Bills, don't we?
Getting it. My friend printed it out for me. I'm getting it.
Yeah, she's getting it. But getting yourself in the right mindset. This mindset's everything in this business. What is it, Han?
My business goes from strength to strength. Everyone who sees it just gets it.
Boom.
They just get it. Brilliant.
Dan loves a bit of house music. Go, Dan.
Yeah, I love my house music, man. I love it. And prepare for no's. I think that people think it's the same with making phone calls or 20Ks or BNI. You're going to get people that are going to say no, but they're not. It's a no for now. Just like we teach on the training, it's nothing personal unless they shut the door in your face. It's just a no for now. So one of the things that I do when I'm doing Neighbour Letters, even today, is I have a target for getting no's. So today, for example, right, let me try and get 15 no's today. Do you know what I mean? So like when someone gives me a no, it's like, yes, you're on that 15. Maybe similar to what Jim Rohn talks about. Do you know what I mean? So always prepare for no's and understand that it's a numbers game with Neighbour Letters. It's not you knock someone's door and everyone's giving you a hug and signing up. Dan,
do you have like a proper ratio where, how many doors do you generally knock before you get a sign up?
When I first started, I'll compare it there. When I first started doing Neighbour Letters 6 years ago for UW, I would have to knock about 100 doors to get one customer. Today, I probably have to knock about 10 to 15 to get 2.
Wow.
But like, as in, again, pay attention to the fact that because I've been doing it for so long consistently, that's why my ratios are better. So what
I love about this, we can fast track people because you've honed this tonight, and we're getting it tonight. You've made all the mistakes. You've gone out there and you've sacked, as I say, and you've got a system that works. And we're so lucky that you're sharing that with us tonight. So people's ratio should be a bit better. Should be if they do what you say.
100%.
Sorry, go on.
One thing I will say as well, and I will share this with one of you guys. I think it's on my training. It's on my training anyway. I use a business development planner, so I keep track of how many hours I do with UW on Neighbour letters, how many appointments I've booked, presentations, no for nows, the whole lot. So at the end of the week, when I tally up the results, I'm like, right, I need to do a bit more presentation so I can get the result that I need to get. It's
Do you
about
know what is striking me here, Dan, is and everybody else I'm sure will agree, is how Dan treats it like a business.
Yeah.
You treat it like a business, it will pay you like a business. You treat it like a hobby, you'll get a different result. Dan, I didn't realise you were so green and so organised.
It's just I'm very much regimented. I said to you on a holiday when we was in the pool. After day 5 of being on holiday, I know it sounds really weird. I couldn't wait to come back and do some pen.
Yeah, you said.
Because I'm just.
When we met Dan for breakfast, it was kind of like we're going to go to the beach first. And Dan went like I said, and went, well, the beach is set from 11 to.
Yeah, you had a schedule.
It was phenomenal. I thought I was organised. This man is a machine. But the thing is, you can choose to be like that. You can choose that this is your time that's non-negotiable. And I think what we've said about being a business, you don't choose when you go to work. So just make it your business to do neighbour letters if you want to do it. And also, I've got to tell you this, I've been reading this really, really good. Diary of a CEO, Stephen Bartlett's book. I'm really impressed. It's got like 5 pillars, each with laws. Dan, you'll love it because it's so systematic the way you read it.
Celia Gadd bought me that for my birthday. And it's on my bedside table, ready to go.
It's currently half price in Waterstones. It's like a £5 or something. Now, in it, there's something that
cheapskate, Celia, cheapskate.
I don't know if she got from Waterstones. There's something he says at the very beginning. So some of you might be sitting in now, we're talking about mindset, we're talking about music, we're talking about getting in the mood. So some of you might be sitting there going, right, all I've got to do is your affirmation. I'm going to do neighbour letters, I'm going to do neighbour letters, I'm going to do neighbour letters. Actually, your brain really struggles to understand that, according to Pillar 1 of Stephen Bartlett. What you should stay instead, and I've been doing this week, and it's brilliant, is, am I going to do neighbour letters? If you take an affirmation and turn it into a question, your brain, if it answers yes, will do it, because what you've just done is you've reduced the thing called cognitive dissonance. So you've reduced the thing that makes you go, I want to go out and do neighbour letters, but I'm just scared, by saying, I am going to do them in answer to your own question. So I've been saying to myself this week, and literally we've broken 2 TLs this week, am I going to be senior group leader? And I'm like, yes, I am. Going to be senior group leader by the 1st of October. Yes, I am. So please, write that down. Am I going to do neighbour letters successfully this week? Yes, I am. Am I going to do 2 hours of neighbour letters tomorrow? Yes, I am. I promise it works a treat. Read, and it was just 1 little page in that. Really worth reading, guys.
Wow, you're so clever, Han. You sounded so clever then when you used that
massive
I used the
word cognitive dissonance. I have got a degree in this.
So sexy when you use those big words. Dan, back to mindset. Now, do you have to do you ever wake up and get scared and think, oh God, no, I got to do neighbour letters. I feel a bit scared today.
You know what? Today was one of those days. I think because in my head mentally before I went out, I obviously I started the day with a customer that cancelled from yesterday, so it put me on 698, and then I had 3 or 4 supporting appointments that cancelled as well. So it's like, oh gosh, I had to kind of get myself pumped up. But I want to share with people that are new to neighbour letters that every single person, I don't care how good you are at neighbour letters, has that kind of thought and mindset when they're sitting in the car, like they're nervous or they're anxious. Because it's normal. When you speak on stage, Claire, at Amplify or Power Up or Mastermind, you get nervous, don't you?
Oh, really, really nervous every time.
Nerves are good. So, when I go out and do neighbour letters, sometimes I sit there and think, oh, you know what? Let me just clean my dashboard. Let me just organise my neighbour letters and kind of, I don't know, put my surname on there properly and all that kind of stuff. It's normal.
You start cleaning out that bit of the gear stick you can't get all the crap out of. That bit, or the little ashtray that you can't get the crumbs out of. I know, I've done it. You start sucking it out with your tongue. You'd rather do that than go and knock a door. We've all been there. We've all been there, mate. Don't worry. Okay, I think we've covered that. I'm sure people were thinking about asking that. How would you get? What if did you get scared? You don't want to do it, right? Go on, and Dan.
Hey, in that picture.
What?
Does it look a little bit
like? It looks like you, Dan. Look at that. Oh, she done.
Well, when I was creating that image, it kept putting the two people really close together, and I kept saying to AI, "No, they're not a couple. They're not a couple." I was getting quite cross with my ChatGPT creating these images today.
That's AI Dan there. Dan's way dapper than I. He's way more exciting suits than bloody blue suits like that. Go on, Dan. What you need is a little tablet there with a little sparkle on it, like you can see in that little image.
Yeah, man. So when I go out and do neighbour letters, I know everyone's different. I take obviously my iPad. I'll have a bag, a little man bag, one of these, one of these bad boys I used to wear.
Oh, I like a man bag, Dan. You're butch enough for a man bag, love. You are.
What's that?
You are butch enough for a man bag. You
and then
are.
In my bag, I've got leaflets just in case, and a customer wants to just get a card or whatever. And then obviously everything else is on my tablet though, guys. So my diary, my tracker, and obviously the join the club obviously is on my tablet. The iPad I've got is one of those iPads where you can put a SIM card in. So I've got a UW SIM card unlimited. So that obviously I don't need to ask a customer to connect to their Wi-Fi. Personally, I think it's unprofessional. That's my opinion. I think if you've got your own internet and your own Wi-Fi, it's more kind of professional in my opinion. So
good tip.
Top tip as well. I wouldn't go out, and I think I said this to Hannah in Crete. I wouldn't go out with a clipboard because it might look salesy.
Good point.
Yeah, clipboard and a suit, a three-piece suit like that guy's got on in that picture. Trying to avoid going out and doing neighbour letters like that.
Oh yeah, Dan, tell everyone what you wear, because this is quite important. I think it's really important.
Yeah. So I basically rock up to people's houses with a hoodie and tracksuit. Done. No, I'm joking.
You do not.
I'm joking. I literally just wear like in the summer. I've got some. In fact, this is what I was wearing today.
Oh look.
Today,
some nice tight shorts.
They're not tight, thank you. What do you call them? Just some shorts, a t-shirt, and I've got my lanyard, my UW badge kind of thing. I don't dress like shirt and tie and stuff like that. You can if you want to. I don't wear anything UW logoed because I think personally, again, it's too salesy. You want to knock someone's door and look kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
Friendly,
relaxed, and natural.
Yeah, you want them to relate to you, so or you want to be relatable, so they can go. I can talk to you on a level because he just looks casual. That's just me personally.
But you've got your lanyard on. I like that.
Being
relatable. That is I did a speech on Mastermind about that. How important being relatable is to people, to your prospects, to your team, to customers. Really important. Rapport and being relatable. Top skills. Okay then, Dan, so you've got your little man bag, you've got your iPad with your SIM card in it, or in your course people can tether off their own phones, can't they? Yeah. I don't know how glitchy that is, but that's worth doing, and you're nice and relaxed.
Tell us about your tracker, Dan. How do you track where you've been?
So what I use notes on Apple. I've got nothing fancy, and all I do is I'll put the street name. I'll put, like, for example, John Street. If I've not number one, I'll put number one. If I'm not number three, I'll put number three. If they're not in, I leave it blank. But if they, and for example, today I had loads of no's, so I'll put number 3 N4N, which is no for now. It doesn't. You don't need to copy that. It's just I've got my little system to kind of help me understand what I'm doing. So
that's going to really help me, Dan, because I messed up on my doors when we were doing City Fibre, and I had a little system where I wrote NI, and then I forgot whether that meant not in or not interested. So I completely have screwed up. I'm just going to have to go back and start again. So that's way better. No for now, people. There you go. So don't put NI. You won't know what it means.
Yeah, don't put NI. If you put N for N or no for now, and tip as well, guys, is I'll put the month and the year. So I'll put, for example, 0825. So in 6 months' time, when I go back, because you've got to go back in 6 months' time, I'll know that I spoke to John at number 9, who was with BT. He was in a contract, and it ends June 2026 or whatever. Okay. So I can send it over. It's on my training, but I have a system so that I know whose door I've knocked, if they've signed up, if they're a no for now. If it's a vulnerable person. I spoke to someone today who was 90 odd, bless her. And to be fair, I could have signed her up, but I said to her, look, here's my card, speak to your son and daughter, and if you're interested, give me a call. And on my list, I put do not contact. So I know next time not to go back to her. because I don't
So a
want to.
couple of questions. If it says no salespeople, do you knock or do you not knock?
Say that again, sorry.
If it says no cold callers, no salespeople, what do you do?
Me personally, I don't knock them.
Yeah.
Right.
Me personally, yeah. I know people that do. If someone's got a sticker on their door that says no cold calling, or they make one themselves, they're the worst. If they make it themselves,
Oh yeah. They've gone to the effort, you know, they're not going to be happy.
But I don't knock them because in my mindset is if you knock their door and they get angry with you, well, they've told you that they don't want anyone.
Don't put yourself through that. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Little bit. I love this. I love this. Make sure they see you. I thought this was really clever and so true as well.
This is something I've always, when I was at Eon, this is something I always kind of like stuck by. Smile, eye contact, excitable. When someone opens a door, please don't, when they open the door, look miserable or don't smile. Smile. People buy your energy. They're buying into your energy. And when you're speaking to people as well, you know, just like if you're on a date, if you're on a date with someone, you make eye contact and you speak to them because it's powerful. And then be excitable. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it sometimes. So be excitable about what we're doing. We're helping people saving on their bills, and we're also helping people change their lives with the amazing opportunity that we have for the business as well.
I love that. Dan, a couple of questions. I always like to ask these. Number one, do you knock or do you ring a doorbell?
Oh gosh.
I
Are
know.
you a knocker or a ringer, Dan?
This is I've put knock or ring.
Say this on the call, yeah, but I absolutely hate ring doorbells.
Yeah.
I can't get stuff with not pressing it, because when they try and speak to me for the doorbell, I pretend I can't hear them. But it doesn't matter. Like, as in, if there's a doorbell there, a ring doorbell, I'll knock. I'll be honest. If it's a normal doorbell, I'll ring the doorbell.
No, it's just interesting. Good question, Han.
When I do it, if there's a doorbell, I tend not to ring it because you don't know if it works. And the perfect partner could be behind the door, washing the pots, bored out of a tiny mind, humming Peppa Pig theme tunes. I might be able to rescue her from that life. La, 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 la. What the heck? Mummy Pig's had a baby. It's all wrong, people. So no, I'm gonna knock. I always knock doors. The one thing as well we talked about when we were doing the Loughborough City Fibre launch is if you're going out in pairs, people, which you can go out in pairs. That's great. We love that. Don't discuss the dead plant, the state of the door and the dust, because they're probably listening on the Ring doorbell. So be really hyper aware of the conversations you're having with your team going on and off the drive, because that's not nice if it ends up on the neighbourhood watch Facebook group, naming and shaming you because you just dissed the fact they haven't watered their carnations. So be polite when you're approaching a door. I think that's really, really important. Dan, we love a system. I'm in green. Tell us the system.
Yeah, man. Again, just sharing. I know some people on the call have got their own. Some successful people on the call that do neighbour letters. If it works for you, carry on doing what you do. For my 17 years of being someone that knocks people's doors for Eon and Sky, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Today, you can't, in my opinion, you can't knock someone's door and go, "Hi, I'm Dan. I work for Utility Warehouse. I'm here to save money on your bills. Are you interested?" Because that's what British Gas do. That's what Sky do. So you have to you've got to be different with approach. So I have like a 5-system kind of way in which I have a conversation with people. And as I go through it, it will make sense to you. From start to finish, it takes about 60 seconds from start to finish. So it's not a 15-minute thing. But as I go through it, you'll understand what I do. So I'll go for the introduction first, because and something to write down as well, guys. The first 3 seconds that someone opens a door, your job is to get them to like you. And how you get them to like you is you smile, you use eye contact, and you be excitable. Okay? So, you know, when someone opens the door, I'll say, "Hi, I'm Dan, I live locally." I posted this through a couple of days ago. Now, if you're anything like me, you probably didn't get a chance to look at it, and you probably put it in the recycling bin. Is that right? And 90% of the time, they'll laugh like Hannah's doing now. It's just an icebreaker, that's all. Because you don't want to knock someone's door and go, "Hi, I'm Daniel from Utility Warehouse. I'm here to save on your bills. Are you interested?" It's boring. You've got to come across different. Okay? So, you know, that's the introduction. And obviously what I do is either Claire or Hannah or on the Neighbour letter group, I'll post the whole thing again. So everyone can obviously see what it is. So that's the introduction. The short story, I explained to them, where's it gone? Basically what Utility Warehouse do in a nutshell. So I'll say to them, look, you know, in a nutshell, I'm partnered with a company called Utility Warehouse. And basically what we do is we help people with some of the main utility companies like British Gas, BT, Sky, and many others bring their bill down. And I'll ask them, are you with any of these companies? Again, going back to what I said about sheep factor, this presentation now that I say after the short story, I've spoken to quite a few people, a few of your neighbours, who are getting a bit fed up of paying a fortune for their utility bills. And because I'm the local partner in the area, my job is to put you on the list to check if you're eligible for any reductions. And then that's when I show them, if you can bring it up, Hannah and Claire, the list of companies.
Let me go. There you go. I'll do that, and I'll go back one. There you go.
Listed companies that's on your iPad, yeah?
Now, again, guys, this might seem like it's really long-winded. It's not, I promise you.
You know what we'll do as well, Dan? When you've gone through it like this in stages, we'll run it together with me or Hannah role playing.
We've got that at the recap. We'll do that all on the recap. Yeah.
But the whole point of the 5 steps is a conversation. It's not a pitch. It's not a script. It's a conversation.
It's a conversation, not a presentation. I've got to get it on a T-shirt. I am trademarking that.
Definitely.
Presentation. I like that. I might steal that. So I'll ask them with my tablet, are you with any of these companies? So when I'm showing them on my tablet, they're looking at my tablet because I'm involving them in my conversation. I'm not just talking at them. And they'll go, right, I'm with TalkTalk and I'm with Octopus. Now, whatever they say, even if they say they're with PlusNet and they're with a company that's not on their list, my response is fantastic. We can help you. And if you go back onto the slide before, I'll fact find with them. And I'll say to them, obviously, you know, are you with any of these companies? Have you heard of UW before? But the 2 most important questions on that fact find, guys, is in the last 6 months, have you noticed any changes with your bills? Again, we'll run through a role play. That question's important because next month or in October, everyone's energy is going to go up. They've had a letter about it already. So they'll say it's gone up, which will give you an opportunity to go, right, I can help you. And then I ask them if they're a homeowner and if they're a tenant. If they're a tenant, I still obviously show them, you know, I still go through what I go through. But obviously it's from my mindset to know if they're a homeowner or a tenant. So I know what to qualify for. Because if they're a homeowner...
Yeah, you're not going to be talking then about the free energy days because they're only then going to be disappointed. Yeah.
So it's when you're talking to them about, you know, who you're with for your energy and your broadband, ask questions. That's the most important thing when you're doing neighbour letters. Ask as many questions as possible. And also as well, remember, when you're speaking to people, people don't know that you're saying the wrong or right thing. So just don't get all mesmerised about saying the perfect thing, because half the time, I mean, when I first did neighbour letters, Hannah and Claire, I remember, I'll never forget it, yeah, I was working in Birmingham in Erdington, and they opened the door and I said to them, hi, my name's Scottish, my name's Utility Warehouse, I'm from Daniel. And I went through the whole conversation. And then they said to me, I'm not interested. And by the way, you said your name was Utility Warehouse. I was like, oh my gosh. So just don't worry about what you say. Just kind of, yeah, have a system in place that works for you, kind of thing. Oh, that makes sense. Sorry.
With someone doing this for the first time, what would you say would be the best way for them to practice? Would you say print yourself out some notes, make some notes, or would you say practice it in front of the mirror? What would you do, you know, for the very first time? Because if people get out there and they get the first 2 no's and someone says, no, you've trodden my begonias, get out, and that panic will set in, then you open the door and they're like, how would you help people get over that hurdle?
Good question.
Practice the conversation and nail it until you get really good at it. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing about neighbour letters. People don't mind posting out leaflets. People knocking the door. It's when someone opens that door, people get nervous and anxious because of what they're saying. They're thinking they're going to mess it up. So if you practice your conversation / script or whatever we're going to call it and nail it to the T. Just like the getting started training, when we're making phone calls, we practice the script. I've been asked to make 6 appointments. If you do that and then go out with your why, with your goals, with belief and all that kind of stuff, you'll be fine. That's my advice to someone that's brand new to do neighbour letters.
There's a couple of top tips as well that I remember being given early in the business when I was first looking at doing neighbour letters. Number one was to take a picture of whatever that goal is you want at the moment and save it as your screensaver on your mobile. So every time you check your phone, having a little procrastination outside somebody's low-built stone wall, you'll see the picture of the cockapoo that you want. That was one of my first things, was my cockapoo. You'll see that picture. It's still on there, look.
Good tip. Good tips.
So put your why on your phone so you can see it. And the other thing that I was told, oh, I know what it was, to write down what you're going to say and record it as a voice note. And then play it. When you're cooking, just keep playing the voice notes. You can do it on your iPhone. You can a little screen record, not screen record, the little microphone, press the button, read it off a script and play it. And then before you know it, you've heard it 10, 11 times. When you brush your teeth, listen to it. As you're cooking tea, listen to it. As you're procrastinating about making the calls that you're not making, listen to it. And before you know it, it will become a reflex. So
And I found that, I don't know about you, when I've done neighbour letters, you know, you start on the first door and you're a bit rusty, and then you're like, right, okay, I won't say that. And then the second door's a little bit better, and the third door is even better, and the fourth door, you're like, yeah, I'm smashing this. And the fifth door, you're like, yeah, I'm a pro. Sixth door, you're like, yeah, why haven't I done this more? Seventh door, you're like, boom, I'm a winner. You know, ninth door, you're like, yes. And it's just practice, isn't it? And you as you go to the next door, you're like, oh, I won't say that. That was a bit shit. Oh God, why did I say that? Why did I say that? You know, and you will, you just will, as the doors go on, better. It's like anything, and I bet if everybody on this call, right, went and knocked 30 doors tomorrow, they would tell you that you'd say, I got better and I got a result. It's just
practice makes progress, remember, not perfection. We're not after perfection. Perfection's boring. We're after real people saying hello to your real neighbours. That is the magic of UW. It's about creating a community. And imagine if you go out tomorrow and you recruit a couple of people over the next week or month, and then you can start having little team meetings at your house because they're your neighbours. And then before you know it, the 3 of you turns into 6 of you, and before you know it, the 6 of you turns into 9 of you. That's the magic of UW. This all holiday, all we've been talking about is getting people back in rooms together. What an amazing way to kick it off. Oh, I'm very excited about it. Right, we've done that one. Okay, asking for the appointment. Oh, this is always a bit where I'm on a door and I kind of go, do you want to be looking? Let's not look.
This is the scary bit, isn't it?
I'd shake my head and I like start walking backwards. No, it's all right, I'll just go now.
And this is the scary part for a lot of people. They don't know how to ask for the appointment. So like, one of the things that I do is I say, fantastic, right, because you're with OVO and British Gas, what I can do is I can put you on my list and check if you're eligible for us to bring your bills down. Would that be okay?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
People say no, but if they say yes, what I'm not doing is going, right, can I come in your house? I'm giving them the choice. I'm saying to them, right, I can either book an appointment to pop back, or if you're free now, you can turn loose women off and Rugrats and stuff, and I can go through, obviously bringing your bills down with you now. What's best for you? And no word of a lie, guys. I don't book. I said this to Hannah and Clare in Crete. I don't book appointments. I don't know if that's a good point or not. I never book appointments. Why would I want to book an appointment with somebody when they're sitting in their house watching Loose Women? If they're free for 15, 20 minutes now, and you know they're free, speak to them about Utility House and the savings and the opportunity there. Because when you make an appointment to go back on Tuesday next week, it's not important in their life, so they're gonna cancel, or they'll go, you know what, I'm not interested anymore, or they'll make up some ridiculous story as to why you can't visit them. So you know, with my asking for the appointment, I just say to them, right, because you're with British Gas and OVO, because you're with Sky and Octopus, what I can do is I can put you on my list and check if you're eligible for us to bring your bills down. And then I'll say to them, you know, is that okay, Claire? And they'll say, yeah, it's fine, or no. If they say yes, I say to them, right, I can either book an appointment, or I can run through the savings and bring your bills down now. What's best for you? At that point, when they say to me, you know what, you can do it now if you want.
Right.
99% of the time, I don't know if it's just me, they say to you, do you want to come in? Or if they don't ask that, or they don't say that to me, I'll say to them, can I sit down somewhere for 2 seconds? And they'll go, yeah, do you want to come in, Dan?
Or another one is, have you got a surface I can rest on?
Yeah. That sounds like a little lie down. I'd be happy to just have a kip, just so I've got any more doors at that.
You got a nice biscuit, any chance?
On sofa, getting biscuit down me, watching Loose Women as well, going, oh, let's not do that. Let's just stay here. It's nice.
Well, you have
So,
to
Dan, I've said to you, yeah, come in now.
Yeah.
Okay, no, let's first sort. So I say, oh no, I'll make an appointment with you. What do you do then?
Well, honestly, I'll put my name on there, I'll put my number on there, and I'll say to them, when you're ready, give me a call.
I love this, because if you don't book appointments, nobody can cancel them. It's like a revelation.
Yes.
Just, again, there is some really successful people that do neighbour letters in our company. It's not just me. And just from my experience, when you book an appointment with someone via neighbour letters, I think 85 to 90% of the time, they will cancel.
They cancel, yeah.
Not important to them, like gas, electric, broadband, they can't be bothered to if 9 o'clock on a Monday morning or 10 o'clock next week Monday, they'll forget, they will, and then they'll be like, you know what, I'll put it off because it's not important.
And how often do people ring you, Dan? Should I not have asked that question?
10 to people out of 100 probably.
How many, sorry?
Not many, basically.
Yeah.
It's posture for me. If they really are interested, they will call me.
Yeah.
If they're not, they won't call me. And because most of my people I'm speaking to are signing up as customers and partners there and then, I don't care if John Smith doesn't ring me next week on Tuesday, like he said he's going to do, because I've got out today and made 750 quid.
This is a good tip if you leave your card. Say, pop this somewhere where you're going to see it. And when you're fed up of paying too much for your bills, remember me and give me a call.
That's my little script. Pop me on the fridge, and then when you need me, I'm here to be of service.
Yeah.
Yeah, pop me on the fridge is a really good thing. And when the other thing I'll do when I often give a bit, I've got some little business cards, I give those over and I say, look, keep this, and I hold on to it, I don't let go. I do it at 20Ks as well. Keep this, because when you get an unexpected high bill, I'll be able to be of service. And that's such a lovely phrase, because how often is actually anybody of service to us anymore? It's a really nice thing. And the other thing you can say, one of my girls on my team, Nikki, heard someone else say this. It was something like, I'd rather you don't need me and you have my card than you need me and you don't have my card. That's so good. So I'd rather you don't need me, but you've got my card, other than you need me and you can't find me. So keep the card, just keep it on the fridge.
Okay, Dan. Another thing, sorry, mate. What question that popped into my head then? You know, when you say you go round a few times. Do you ever go back to the house that said I'll book in with you, or you've given them the card? Do you ever go back there tomorrow? Were you just going to ask that and say, "Oh, it's me again. I just wondered if you got time now," or do you just forget those houses?
Like for example, last month, for the ones that said, "Oh, you know what, I'll call you." What I will do, because I've been around 4 or 5 times. And I've signed up some of the neighbours for customers or what, I will go back to John and go, John, I'm so sorry. I can't remember if I ticked you off my list or not, but I'm just letting you know that I've helped John and Carol reduce their bill. Is now the right time, or are you still thinking about it? And they'll go, oh, hey, you've helped Carol, or you've helped John. So explain to me again, what's it about? Sorry. Boom.
Is now the right time, or are you
still thinking about it? I love that.
Is now,
because it's rather than saying, or are you not interested? That's again, it's all about timing
and social proof. And you go and I've helped Mary, John, Jim. I don't want you to miss out. Is now a good time, or are you still thinking about it? Love that, love that. Okay, I'm just aware it's 8 o'clock, and I know you've got to go. Let's push on. Sign on a step.
So obviously once they've said to me, you know what, I want to, you can look now, I just literally say to them, right, cool, you know, can I sit down somewhere for 2 seconds? If you're a female, and I say this to people in my team, especially during the winter, if you do go into a property, to one of your neighbours' properties, I sometimes get some of the females in my team to text me to say they're at number 47 Street. Obviously these people are strangers to some people, so you want to make sure you keep safe.
Good point.
Always buddy up. I always recommend buddying up. like Claire said, one person do one side of the street, another person do the other side of the street. But when you go into that property, and this is really important, and sorry if I'm speaking so fast, when you go into that property, don't get your tablet out and start talking about savings straight away. Build rapport. Like, you know, you'll see pictures on their wall of their dog or their family, or they might have a nice garden. Just talk about it. So, Hannah, how long you been living around here for, Hannah? You got a lovely house. You get on with all your neighbours, because you got to make them feel comfortable first. Then you talk business. And then you
They sofa or scoff at their sconces, because it's not goal, is it?
Yeah.
Keep right.
And obviously, you go through how much they're paying a month for their broadband, their energy, their mobile, and then you just do your comparison and you compare like you'd normally do a normal join the club sign up. But the one thing that I said to Hannah and Claire really quickly that I do differently to a lot of people though is I don't go through the presentation straight away. I go through the bill with you first, sign them up as a customer, get them an account number, then I'll use the presentation as a consolidation tool.
Oh,
I love this. I think it's really clever.
Because you know what it is, when you knock in someone's door, Hannah and Claire, if you start saying to them, right, it's about saving money, cashback card, one bill, and you can be a partner, free energy club, it's too much for them. Get them as a customer first, or a partner first, whichever one you want to do it, but get them as a customer first. Once they've got an account number, then so, right, this is what we do, Ben Fogle video, the £400 up them switch, and then the business. So now you're a customer, Hannah. There's two ways you can get paid. You can either get £50 off your bill, or you can do what most people are doing and get £250 paid into your bank accounts. Which one's best for you?
nice.
I'm getting goosebumps now, you know. I want to go back out on the doors and do some neighbour letters now.
I'd be gone now. We want to see his tight shorts for dust. Okay, another thing, Dan. How long does it take you to do the sign up?
Are you talking about just the sign up? Or
Yeah, you know, when somebody says, yeah, when you say you've got a surface I can lean on, or can I come in? How long then?
From start to finish, about 35 minutes.
That's
Yeah.
good.
I mean, there's people that probably spend longer. That's fine. I think that the longer you spend, I think the more boring it gets for them. So don't, but just kind of, once you've built rapport, just get to the nitty-gritty.
Love that. I love that. And of course, you know, Dan, people might be going, oh, it doesn't show the presentation. Oh, at the start. Oh, you know, at the end of the day, Dan has worked out what works. And you are a stranger, and you are kind of, you know, leaning on their surface, and you have kind of got to get it done pretty sharpishly, so they can go back to loose women or homes under the hammer or whatever. And then I like that, using the presentation at the end as a consolidation. And of course, probably like us, every time when you're going through each page, energy, Wi-Fi, mobile, you're explaining things, and you're doing that anyway. So as we all do, you know. So I like that. I like that tip very much. On to the next page.
We're on the next page.
Oh, we're on the next page.
We're on the recap.
Yeah.
So what Dan's going to do, guys, is that all, when we were making the slides, we realized it all felt a little bit not, it's hard to like visualize it now. So what Dan will do now is he's going to run through it with Claire, and she's not going to make it super easy, and she's not going to make it super hard. She's going to be somewhere in the middle, so you can do it. But everything we've done, the slides, as you've taken pictures, should match it. So introduction, short story, presentation, do the fact finding, and then ask for the appointment. So Dan, Claire, away you go.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, I'm pitching you on it. Sorry. So, hi, I'm Dan. I live locally. I posted this through with my leaflet. I posted this through a couple of days ago. If you're anything like me, you probably saw it and probably put it in the bin. Am I right?
Yeah, I haven't seen it actually.
Yeah, no worries. In a nutshell, I'm partnered with a company called Utility Warehouse. And basically what we do is we help people with British Gas, Sky, Octopus, you name it, bring their bill down. Now, because I'm the local partner in the area, my job is to put on my list to see if you're eligible for any reductions. Are you with any of these companies on this list here?
Yeah, I'm with Octopus, British Gas, Vodafone.
Fantastic, brilliant. You know, in the last 6 months, have you seen a difference in what you've been paying? Has it gone up or has it gone down?
Oh God, it's definitely gone up.
Yours,
I know Energy said it's come down a bit, but to be honest with you, I haven't seen that in my bills. Yeah, it's definitely gone up. Everything's gone up, hasn't it?
It's ridiculous. And are you a homeowner or are you a tenant?
I'm a homeowner, yeah.
Fantastic. So, I mean, because you're with British Gas and BT or whatever company you said, because you're with British Gas and BT, what I'll do is I'll put you on my list and I'll check if you're eligible for us to bring your bills down. Would that be
Right.
okay?
Yeah, fine.
I can either book an appointment to arrange to pop back, or if you're free now, like everyone else, I can go through the savings with you now. What's best for you?
Or now,
Yeah, I can do now if you want. Yeah.
what do you need anything in particular?
Um. So you with British Gas for your gas and electric. Roughly how much do you pay a month at the moment?
Oh, I think it's about £220.
A month?
Yeah.
Why do you pay so much?
Oh, that's just the direct debit. That's what they take from me every month.
Right. What I'll do, I'll put your postcode in and I'll check if you're eligible for any savings with Utility Warehouse. Can I sit down somewhere for 2 seconds?
Yeah, coming in, coming. I've got a nice F&M basket here. You can perch on that. Coming in.
And then once I'm in, guys, I just literally, like I said to you, I build a rapport. How long you been living around here for? Rare. I used is it Martin Lewis or Money Saving Expert? If they haven't got a bill, I use the Money Saving Supermarket thing to get their annual consumption. Me personally, I never guess or put medium, high, low. That's me personally. Unless I can't get access to their consumption, and then I go for the savings, and then done. That's it. But one more tip before we go, yeah. You know when they tell you how much they're paying for their energy, their broadband,
Yeah.
no matter what they say, I want you to do something. Say to them, really? Why do you pay so much?
Hmm.
It makes them doubt what they're paying. So like it's just little things like that, yeah, that probably mean nothing to most of you, but it makes a massive difference because people start questioning, oh, am I paying too much? The customer I did today, the third one, they were paying £109 a month with BT just for phone and broadband.
What?
You know,
Yeah.
believe it? They never had no TV. So I
Oh,
did what I just did with it. Go, really? Why are you paying so much? And they started questioning themselves. Is that a lot?
yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. We
It's
can drop it
terrible.
down to £8 a month.
And I know, Dan, so, and the thing is, they're in their house, right? They've got their bills, they got their phone, they got their apps. We can use that, and you do that, don't you? And if they can't find a bill, you use Martin Lewis thing. I use compare the market, and then you do something really important, which I know other people do, like Roy from Foy does this. He goes back and helps them set up the router, put the SIM card in. You don't just hit and run. You go back, don't you? Which I loved when you told me, because that's really ethical. That's going the extra mile, and that's just what we do, isn't it?
I used to do that a lot more as well before before COVID. When I signed a customer up and I could see that, oh, they're going to send me a new router, I go, don't worry, I'll go and plug it in.
Yeah.
And I didn't even question it. I just did it all the time. And I've got quite lazy with that.
It's
And
massive.
yeah.
Start, Claire, about treating this like a business, not like a job. If
Yeah.
I'm saying to Mr. Smith, right, I'll come back and help you do your route or get you pack code for your SIM. It's just that extra customer service because it's okay getting 700 customers, but you want the 700 customers to stick. So
Mm.
because we earn passive income, that's how we get paid. So if you go the extra mile for that customer or that partner to help them get started to make some money, they're going to really appreciate it and they'll never forget it.
And of course, when you're in there then helping them with all this stuff, that's when you ask for referrals. Who else do you know that I can help like I've helped you? Don't keep me a secret. All the little nuggets that we share on Skills Pays the Bills about how we ask for referrals. Do you get referrals, Dan? Is that something that you do?
Yeah, so obviously, I mean, the main goal is to show them the business and get them as a partner if I can.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like the one I did today, they were like 70 odd years old couple, and they didn't want to look at the business. They're not interested at all. But they referred me to their grandson. He's looking for an extra income, so I'll call him tomorrow. I'll arrange a Zoom with him and just show him the opportunity. But if they don't want to become a partner at all, I'll just say to them, right, cool. What I'll do, your first bill, you can be eligible to get £150 off your first bill. All you got to do is give me 3 names, and if they become customers as well, your first bill might be free. Who do you know? Who's the first person that springs to mind?
I love that. You're eligible. You could be eligible for 150 quid off your first bill if you refer 3 people. That's really simple. I love that. I say my job is to try and get you a first free bill. Your bill's going to be 200 quid. That's 4 referrals. Most people want to refer me on. Dan, what about so you go back and do stuff. What about then, or tell me about, cancellations because it's cold. I asked you this on holiday and I was really surprised at what you said.
Yeah. I know, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on the call, but I'm going to say it anyway. I know that the past 12 months with the business, there's been a lot of talk about churn.
Yeah.
On average, I probably lose. I mean, I've done 213 in the last 12 months, customers, and I've probably lost about 5 or 6.
Wow.
And it's not because I'm brilliant, it's because going back to what I said about that consolidation, I go back into their router, I go back and do their bossing. So my churn is, well, I don't know jinx it, but my churn is not that high. I did 32 customers last month and 9 partners, I think. And out of 32, I lost 3.
I thought that was amazing because,
I did as well.
it's cold, they don't know you. Do they get buyer's remorse as soon as they close the door? And the next morning they're on the phone to UW cancelling. I think that's an amazing ratio that out of 32, 3 cancelled. And how many partners?
At 9. You do get, I mean, you do get cancels though. It's cold, but if you consolidate properly, your cancellation rate won't be that. If you're going to go and sign up a customer and then you're ready to get out the door and not show them the business and rush off, they're going to cancel. So if you do it properly and you consolidate properly, your cancellation ratio will be a lot lower. That's just my opinion anyway.
I'm just looking now because friends message us and ask, can you say this? Can you ask that? I think we've kind of done.
And the great thing is, guys, we've got it recorded so you can watch it again. And what we'll do is let's all just say we're going to make a real effort with this over the next 4 weeks. And then what we can always do is ask Dan very kindly if he'll come back again. And we're then coming, rather than asking a million questions, which is always great, go and learn by doing. That's the theory of what we do in UW. We earn as we learn. The only way you're going to do this is by going out and actually doing it. It's easy to ask a million questions. All it's doing is procrastinating. Get something through the door. Make sure it's official UW. You must do that first. Otherwise, what you're doing is cold calling, and that is not okay. The company are not okay with that. You've got to post. I've done it before where I've posted in the morning and gone back in the evening. It doesn't matter. As long as you've got something through the door. And then also what you've given yourself beautifully is a lovely opening question. Did you see this? I popped it through the door. Or like me, did you throw it straight in the recycling without reading it? Did you have a chance to read this properly? You've got your opening gambit, which is a really nice question. But the only way you're going to do it is by going and doing it. So I am committing to being brave. Claire, are you committing to being brave?
Definitely, I am. I'm going to give it a go because I've always enjoyed it when I have. Dan has inspired me to do it. And I don't know about you, but I think this is simple, it's straightforward. And all you've got to do is practice. Remember, imperfect action is better than perfect inaction. What a great quote that is, right? And your future depends on what you do after today.
Yeah.
Is this just going to be something you've come on a Friday night instead of watching telly? And that's the thing. The difference between us and everybody else is that we feel the fear and we do it anyway. We go, do you know what? What's the worst that can happen? I might lose my spoon, or I might get a little cut on my finger, or someone may close the door on me. That's just about the worst thing. But even that, why does it matter? You're never going to see that person again. You know, Dan? Right?
Well,
And Dan's filled us with so many nuggets of wisdom here about, how he gets himself pumped up, that he too has no's, he too has cancellations. Look at his story today about doing those hours and getting nothing and then getting 3. Absolutely brilliant. And I think the key thing here, folks, is consistency, because consistency is what transforms average into excellence. Average into excellence. Consistency and discipline birth success, and that is exactly what Dan Crooks has done. So Dan Crooks, I want to give you a massive round of applause for being gorgeous as ever, humble and real, and for hitting 700 plus club. Dan, just very quickly, I think this, if you don't mind, I'm going to throw you under the bus a little bit here. I apologize for that. Can you share with some people about your income from UW? Because the passive income from customers' bills and what you generally earn in a month. Do you mind talking about that, or have I pushed it too far?
Next week, Wednesday, I think my total money for next month, well, next week Wednesday, we get paid next week Wednesday, don't we? We'll be about 8,100.
8,100.
Yeah. When you get to 500 plus club, and I'll explain this another time, I don't know if people know this, there's a massive uplift in your passive income. A lot of people don't know this. It's massive. So that's the reason why I gather customers, but I also build a team but I'll make sure, I said this to Hannah, I'll make sure the first 2 or 3 hours of the day, I get my activity done first. I've got Mila, I've got the lifestyle that I want to live. I like a nice lifestyle. I'm going to make sure I earn some money first, on top of my
Definitely.
income, supporting, mental, that kind of stuff. So,
Put your mask on first and learn the skills yourself, and then that makes you able to teach others. Learn, do, teach, repeat. Dan, what about your residual income? Because that's the magic money. That's what we join for, isn't it?
personal original income is about £3,000, and just under actually, and the group original income is about 1,500.
God, so it's about £5 a month residual income, which is the equivalent of having how much in a pension pot? Oh my God.
Just shy of $1 million.
And
Well,
how old are you,
Look
Dan?
at me, I'm like Carol Vorderman tonight.
Bloody hell, Eileen. Big words and maths, bloody hell. And Dan, I was going to say, how old are you?
Cheeky. No, I'm joking.
Cheeky.
35. I'm 35.
And remember that passive income is willable to your children. So this is a willable asset. This, as John Boatman says, this is a wealth creation business. Incredible. And Dan's building a team and he's nearly SGL. You can have it all, guys. You can have it all if you like. You really can. You really can. Have you enjoyed tonight, everybody?
There are loads of lovely comments in the chat room now, so make sure you go and have a little look, because everyone is just singing your praises. Dan, huge thanks for tonight. It's been our pleasure to have you on. Guys, we will do another Skills Pays the Bills. Maybe we'll sneak one in before Amplify. I've done some new slides. So it's so exciting. Claire, you've been amazing as always, making me joyful. It's been brilliant. Thank you, guys. Have a lovely Friday evening, and we'll see you all very soon.
Dan, did you want to say anything before we leave?
So, if anyone got any value from this call, you know, in the Neighbour letter group, make it yeah.
That's true. There's a Facebook group for Neighbour letters, as there is for 20Ks and everything else. Oh, Hannah's gone. She's got an appointment. So join those. But the best thing you can do is take action. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for your time tonight. You've been amazing. And thanks to all of you for tuning in. Bye, guys.
So there we go. What fantastic training put together by Hannah, Claire and Dan. So a huge thank you to them, especially Hannah. Took her time to put all those slides together. Claire, obviously, in bringing her energy and some amazing tips. You know, she's a speaker at Masterminds. And best of all, Dan, he's out there doing it and sharing those tips, sharing those skills. He's not paid to do it. He's just sharing because he wants to help every single person in the network. So a massive thank you to Dan for giving us the time to do that. So please make sure you pass this training on to people that you know. There'll be people in your team who need help. They're maybe sitting there that don't know where to start. Maybe they've lost their mojo. Dropping a letter out is the easiest thing anyone can do. So please pass this training on. Let's help as many people as we can. Thanks for watching.